Yo, what's going on, boys? Welcome back to another video. Today's trading training day 29, and today we'll be going over my new entry model. So it's a bit of a different video, but yeah, just my new entry model. So let's hop right into it. Is my camera gonna move, or is it like not gonna move? Okay, there we go. So you can see I have a whole bunch of different things marked out, and we'll get to that. But first things first, we want to start on the hourly and the 4 hour, just as you guys would. And you can see we take out buy side liquidity and we tap into this fair value gap. Almost tapped into this, but we took out buy side. So yeah, I see high time frame liquidity sweep. I see that we're consolidating, and then before we're in a big ass downtrend, so I'd be bearish. I see high time frame highs getting swept. That's all needed on the 4 hour. Why is it taking so long? You can see we swept this 4 hour swing high, so that's great. We filled this 4 hour gap. Again, great. Okay, so after seeing my high time frame liquidity sweep, I drop down to the 1 minute. Let me fast forward a little bit here. And the times I place my trades is from 9:50 to 11. So you can see down here, I have it marked out, 9:50 and then 11. So those are the only times I'm placing my trades, and I can hold until 12. That's just my rules. I don't like holding for longer than after lunch. And yeah, it's just the way I like to do it. So after our high time frame liquidity sweep, and after I determine my bias, I wait for an SMT divergence. Now I just went over what this was in one of my most recent trading videos, and all it is you can see here at 9:53 we create a high, and at 10:10 we create a higher high. This is on NQ, and then on ES, hold on, it's gotta be super fat. See on ES at 10:53 or 9:53. On ES at 9:53 we create a high, and then at 10:10 we create a lower high. So NQ we create a high and a higher high. ES we create a high and a lower high. So after I see that, I mark out fair value gaps. So you can see we have one here and one here. And the really important thing is that the fair value gaps I'm looking to be inversed are on both NQ and ES. So you can see on ES we have both of those fair value gaps right here and right here. And after marking these out, I'm looking for them to be inversed on both NQ and ES. So we head back to NQ. I'm always placing my trades on NQ, never ES. So now we wait for them to be inversed. Not yet. Not yet. That almost inverse. And right here, we finally close below both the fair value gaps. So this is where I'd enter. Right here, after inversing both fair value gaps, right after getting an SMT divergence. And you see this white line down here. This is my break even. BE, break even. So the way I find my break even is if I'm going short and we inverse both of the fair value gaps, or the fair value gap, I mark the bottom of the move up that created those fair value gaps that we inversed, and that is my break even. So then vice versa, let's say I was going long here and then we inverse this fair value gap, we get like SMT down here, I would mark the top of the move down that created those fair value gaps, or that fair value gap, and that would be my break even. So whenever we tap this, I move my stop loss to break even, and it's a risk-free trade at that point. And I have my stop loss above both fair value gaps that we inversed, and then my take profit is in or is right at the beginning of a 15-minute fair value gap. See 15-minute fair value gap here. See my take profit is right at the beginning of that. So let's see how this plays out. Is it gonna load? It's so glitchy. It's unbelievable. Hasn't touched break even yet. Bam. So the second we touch break even, which is right here, I move this right there. So now if it comes up and taps where I entered, it closes my position. I don't make money, I don't lose money. It's so laggy. And bam, take profit hit. This is my entry model. This is how I trade. This is exactly the setups I'm looking for every single day. Like I said, I enter my trades between 9:50 and 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The macro is from 9:50 to 10:10, and that pretty much just means you'll get a better entry whenever the 4-hour candle opens at 10. And yeah, that is pretty much it, guys. Is pretty much it. Risk 1 to 3%. Let's go over it again quickly. Hold on, let me expand my stop loss. Right there. So let's go over it again. We start on the hourly. We determine our bias and we look for high time frame liquidity to be taken out. So you can see here we have high time frame liquidity taken out. Here we filled this 1-hour fair value gap. Cool. And then on the 4-hour, you can see we took out this 4-hour swing high and filled this 4-hour fair value gap. Awesome. So I would be bearish. Then, after we determine our bias and we see our high time frame liquidity taken, we drop to the 1 minute, we wait for 9:50 to hit, and then we can trade. We wait for an SMT divergence. It's the first thing. So we have a high and a higher high on NQ, and on ES, any day now, we have a high and then a lower high. Cool. And then, after we get our SMT divergence, any day now, can we switch? Thank you. After we get our SMT divergence, we wait for an inverse fair value gap off of the SMT divergence. So if we create our SMT and then we go up and go past the SMT, I like to think that cancels out the SMT. And I don't use that SMT anymore. I wait for a different one, okay? So we wait for a fair value gap to be inversed off of the SMT, and we want both of them to be inversed at the same time for more confirmation. So you can see this is at 10:15. We inversed both, and at 10:15 we inversed both on ES. Awesome, everything's great. And now we mark our break-even spot, which is the bottom of the move up that created those fair value gaps if we're going short, and then the top of the move down that created the fair value gap if you're going long. Okay? So, we wait. Bam. As soon as it hits our break even, move this to break even, and you wait it out. Hits take profit. Awesome. That is it. That is it. Now, you guys have 2 entry models, because you have entries part 1, 2, 3, and 4, and now you have my new entry model. So do not use both. Pick one. I recommend the first entry I gave you, or pick one of the 4 that I gave you, because I gave you 4 entry models. So you really have 5 entry models, not 2, but pick one. You should never be using 10 different entry models, 10 different strategies. Pick one strategy, one entry model, stick with it, master it, okay? This is it. This is how I trade. Okay? So, come back on Tuesday. We'll be off the charts talking about psychology. Hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys took notes. Subscribe, comment. If you need help with anything, DM me, comment. Alright? See you boys in the next one. Peace out.